Hello friends, this is Major General Nilendra Kumar for the YouTube channel Lex Consilium Foundation. I read to you today from the book Tata Stories 40 Timeless Tales to Inspire You, and the book is authored by Harish Bhat. It is a national bestseller. The publishers are Penguin Random House. This is 2021 edition. The book is available at all leading bookstores in India, can also be ordered online. I read to you from chapter number 34 that's titled People First and Foremost. I start. Where shall we begin the colorful story of Russi Modi, one of the most endearing corporate leaders of our time? Let's start with his college days at Oxford University, where he would skip most of his classes, play the piano, and attend all meetings of the Students' Union, where he thoroughly enjoyed speaking. At Oxford, he also met the legendary scientist Albert Einstein, who played the violin in his leisure time. Both of them ended up playing duets together in Russi's room and also rendering a few joint public performances of their music. But the true music of Russi Modi's life began playing out when he joined the Tata Group in 1939. In that year, he joined Tata Steel at Jamshedpur, starting as a Khallasi, shop floor trainee in the coke oven. Russi came from a privileged background, being the son of Sir Hobby Mody, a director of the Tata Group and later also governor of the United Provinces. He could perhaps have worked in a plush Tata office in Mumbai or Kolkata, but he asked for an opening in the factory because he fell in love with the town of Jamshedpur and he also wanted to gain practical experience. That shop floor experience perhaps added greatly to his penchant for connecting with the ordinary people extraordinarily well. In the 1940s, he had graduated to being a deputy superintendent, buying coal for Tata Steel in Kolkata. There his was the only department whose employees chose not to join a newly formed mercantile union because they were very happy with their boss and therefore saw no need at all for a union. This unusual fact came to JRD Tata's notice. JRD was impressed and moved Russi Modi to take a role in the company's personnel department, which had just been formed. What happened next? Listen to Russi Modi's own narration of this interesting story extracted from a speech he delivered many years later at the Tata Group headquarters, Bombay House. About 6 weeks later, I was coming home one afternoon. I suddenly saw people running from the steel works, some with blood-stained shirts, some with stab wounds, everybody running helter-skelter. I walked towards the main gate to find out what was happening. Before I could realize what had happened, I was in the midst of an angry mob. I had never faced a labor mob in my life. Anyhow, I found them screaming and shouting. Now, frankly, it was a question of survival. My Hindi was practically absent at that time. So I said, "Kya hai? Kya takleef hai? What is the trouble?" To my surprise, I found them responding to me saying, "Sahab, ye hai. Who hai? Sir, it is this, it is that." They did not hit me. I was not assaulted. So I kept talking to them. I said, "Baith jao na. Baith kar baat karo na. Please sit down." Speak after sitting down. To my utter surprise, they sat down. All that I would say to them was, "I will personally look into your grievances if some of you will come and talk to me." They said, "You will personally look into it?" I said, "Yes." So they started explaining to me that all throughout the war, they had been oppressed. Now they were going to be independent. I said, "All right, I am independent too. Let us all get down together and talk about it." Russi Modi then listened to those agitating workers patiently, sitting down and speaking with them, understanding the issues that had been bottled up within them for more than an hour. Then he asked them to go to work and come back to talk the next day. Amazingly, they readily agreed and did so. They were heartened, perhaps even amazed, by the fact that a manager had decided to sit down with them right then and there in front of the gates and listen to their grievances so openly. To them, first and foremost, it was a mark of human respect and regard for their problems. This was the beginning of a long friendship. Russi Modi went on to say, if you ever experience this very satisfying experience of being a friend to poorer people, you will have experienced a far more lasting friendship than generally exists between people of our own social status. Russi's friendship with the workers of Tata Steel was a lifelong bond. He recognized that happy workers whose dignity and self-esteem were respected would work with enhanced commitment and dedication to the company. Throughout his career, he spent enormous energy and time on crafting several such win-win solutions. Consider this story. In 1965, now a director, he took charge of the ferro-manganese plant, which was making significant losses at that time. The first question he asked was, what are the grievances and what is the morale of the workers? He then met all the 450 workers of this plant himself in batches of 50 at the director's bungalow. Everyone sat down at this huge mansion over cold drinks. Initially, the workers were silent because they had never been met personally in such style by their director. But as the conversation progressed, it became clear that they had two key grievances: lack of appropriate boots and lack of helmets. Russi Modi approved both these items on the spot, incurring a cost of around rupees 3 lakhs. The productivity of the plant skyrocketed in the months and years thereafter, and within 2 years it had become profitable. In 1947, after several successful stints and 35 years after he had first joined Tata Steel as a Khalasi, Russi Modi was appointed managing director of the company. Tata Steel achieved excellent business results under his leadership. In 1983, he was chosen as Businessman of the Year by Business India. 1986, BBC featured him as one of the 6 ace industrial personalities in the world. In 1989, he was conferred the Padma Bhushan by the Government of India. While he was indeed a very successful business leader of his time, his heart remained with his people and with the community. His keen interest in tribal, Adivasi welfare led to one of the most progressive tribal development programs in the country, which Tata Steel has taken forward wonderfully well over the years. Similarly, rural development was close to his heart, and so was his belief that sports is a way of life. He established the Tata Football Academy in Jamshedpur with the ace Indian footballer Chunni Goswami as its director. Russi was ever at ease with all his people, eating with his workers, conducting relaxed and long town halls with them, attending cultural events with their families, or even spontaneously inviting some of them to drive along with him in his car. T.R. Dungaji, a retired director of the Tata Group, who was closely associated with Russi Modi, has written, trusting and empowering his people, Russi Modi inspired performance. He did not command it. J.R.D. Tata has called him a remarkable man, and Ratan Tata has referred to him as an institution at Tata Steel. The final 18 months of Russi Modi's long tenure at Tata Steel were unfortunately marred by his serious differences with the Tata Group, which led to his exit from Tata Steel in April 1993. This episode has been covered extensively in the Indian media and is not the subject of this tribute. It is, however, a matter of great comfort to everyone who knew Russi that things once became friendly, once again became friendly, and fences were mended well before he passed away in 2014 at the ripe old age of 96. This nation, the Tata Group and Tata Steel, mourned his demise even as they paid rich tribute to the memory of a man who was always one with his people. Russi Modi lived life to the fullest, peppered with a lot of good food, fun, and joy. Stories of the 16 egg omelets which he ate are the stuff of legend. He was equally at home in the mines of Normandy as he was on a yacht in the French Riviera, which he would visit often on his vacations. But wherever he was, there was one mantra that was sacrosanct to him. He insisted on dignity and self-esteem for the employees of his vast company. Even when he declined a worker's request, he wrote gracefully to him or her. He is known to have signed around 5 lakh such letters addressed to employees of Tata Steel. Most of them were letters of regret, and yet workers treasured these letters from their wonderful leader, who always treated them with the utmost respect. Many of them framed the letters and hanged them on the walls of their homes. There cannot be a better tribute to this extraordinary leader of people. His life holds so many invaluable lessons for each of us. Thank you.